on the right-hand side.
All right, all praise to Yahweh. I was shy.
All praises, and again, all praises and double honors due to Yahweh by Hashem HaMashiach Ramalak Yahushai. Right, the elders at House of David. All right. As brothers can see, the lesson today is Luke the 16th chapter.
Go hit the
Before we get into that,
hit the light, King.
get Psalms 133 and 1, King.
Got it.
The book of Psalms 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
You trying to read that one more time?
Psalms 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right. It's beautiful to see brothers like this coming together. Right? In the world, if we were to come together, what's going to come with us? Weed, drugs, damps, cigarettes, all manner of uncomeliness and
wickedness.
Uncleanness. Like the brother said, nothing but wickedness. But when we come together, we bring our apocryphas, we bring our swords, we bring the notebooks, we bring our fringes, we bring extra meat trees for brothers, damn candles and menorahs. We do it big for the Lord.
Done.
All right. So again, the lesson today is Luke the 16th chapter, right? Touching on Lazarus.
I got a precept. Give me Sirach chapter 13, verse 26. So we breaking down the parables, man. It's expedient for you to know the parables in these last days. Like brothers always bring it out. You can't just stay on Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. You in Proverbs and Psalms all day. No, you got to get deeper in these scriptures, man. You got to labor in thus saith the Lord. Right? And that comes along with what? Knowing the parables, knowing the prophecies, and knowing the breakdowns of the scriptures. So get Sirach chapter 13, verse 26.
Sirach 13 and verse 26.
Right?
A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity.
Right, so when a man is in prosperity, he has a cheerful countenance. He's smiling, he happy-go-lucky, he in his jollity. Read on.
And the finding out of parables.
And the finding out of parables, read on.
Is a wearisome labor of the mind.
Hey, so this is laborious, man. Right, this is laborious. If you don't know the scriptures or if you knew, to learn in the Bible, you can't break down the rich man and Lazarus, man. You got to start at the milk and you got to elevate and grow within its truth. Because it's a laborsome parable, man. Read on.
That's it on that.
Our precept. The other book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 8.
Sirach 8 and verse 8.
Right?
Despise not the discourse of the wise.
Right, you can't despise the discourse of the wise. Now, what's the discourse of the wise? These scriptures, man. Right, because this is our forefathers. These are the spiritual sticky notes they left for us. Right, read.
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
But do what?
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
Right, acquaint yourself with the wise sayings of the wise men of old. Right, read.
For of them thou shalt learn instruction.
By these proverbs, by these parables, you go learn instruction. Right, read.
And how to serve great men with ease.
You see that? So that's why we got to, stay occupied in these parables, man.
That's right. Precept. Give me the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 25.
Sirach 1 and verse 25.
Right?
The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom.
So these are the parables of knowledge, and they're found in the treasures of wisdom. Right? And what's wisdom? To fear the Lord, man. In order for you to properly understand these parables, you have to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. Right? A 2/3 Israelite or a bugged out Edomite, they're not going to understand these parables, man, because the Spirit of the Lord is not supping with them. Read on.
But godliness is an abomination to a sinner.
Now give me Sirach chapter 18, verse 29.
Sirach 18 and verse 29.
Bring it out.
They that were of understanding
It's
and
a
sayings.
they that were they that were of understanding and sayings, read on,
became also wise themselves, and poured forth exquisite parables.
They did what?
And poured forth exquisite parables.
It said they poured forth exquisite parables. So we breaking down the rich man and Lazarus parable, and this is an exquisite parable, man. So we got to go into these scriptures, break it down, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, to give Israel the proper understanding. All right?
Just to lay me back off the brother, go to Psalms 111 and 5, King.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 5. He hath given meat unto them that fear him.
Right, as long as you fearing Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're going to get all the meat in the world, man. It's not talking about a chopped steak, damn ground beef, nasty ground beef that you get from Walmart. It's not talking about that kind. It's talking about spiritual meat. All right. It tell you that in Sirach, the 31st chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Right? The Lord is not liberal of his meat. It's like the Lord is liberal of his meat. Right? And he's going to freely give it to you as long as you're keeping the commandments, fearing him, and you're mindful of the covenant.
Con.
I got a quick precept on that. Get Proverbs 9 and 5.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 5.
Matter of fact, just start at 1.
And verse 1.
Right?
Wisdom hath builded her house.
Right, read.
She hath hewn out her 7 pillars.
Right, so wisdom has a house built for you, read.
She hath killed her beast.
She killed her beast. Right, that means she's getting a meal prepared. Right, read.
She hath mingled her wine.
Right.
She hath also furnished her table.
Right, so wisdom is furnishing that table. Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5.
Right.
Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
Right, so wisdom is saying, come drink of this wine that she's mingled, right, and this bread, right, read on.
Forsake the foolish.
Do what?
Forsake the foolish.
Right, you got to forsake the foolishness of this world, right, and acquaint yourself with these parables, right, read.
And live. And go in the way of understanding.
Right, so we got to go in the way of the understanding of Luke, the 16th chapter. Right, because, you know, some people read that, they think it's talking about hell and different things like that, but we got to kind of go through it and get the precepts.
That was, what, Proverbs, the 9th chapter? To the, what, 7th verse?
To the 6th verse.
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 1 through 6, Kane. Okay, you said what? You got a precept? Yeah. All right.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, and verse 18. Yep. The belly devoureth all meats, yet is one meat better than another.
Hey, it's Salakia. This is the meat that's better than the others, man. Right? The scriptures, the word of life is better than the damn unholy Quran. Right? The book of the dead. Right? The damn, what those books they read? The book of Mott. All these different books in damn, you know, pseudosciences, man. Right? The scripture is better than that. Read on.
As the palate tasteth diverse kinds of venison, so doeth an heart of understanding false speeches.
So doeth a heart of understanding false speeches. Though through the Spirit we can detect false speeches, and we can go into these precepts and break it down through the Spirit, man.
Got a precept on that too. Get Job 6 and 30.
The book of Job, chapter 6 and verse 30.
Right.
Is there iniquity in my tongue?
Right.
Cannot my taste discern perverse things?
Right. So your taste, right, meaning basically the knowledge, right, your discernment, you can taste perverse things, right? If you go through the scriptures, if you eating of this meal, right, you know when it's not seasoned right, man. You know when the chicken not seasoned right because you had the good chicken, man. Right? So you're like, what the hell is this, man? It's not jerk chicken, man. Right? You see that? So that's what it's going into, man. So you can taste these perverse things when you go through the parables and get that wisdom, the food that wisdom give you, man.
That's right. You can bring out Job 34 and 3.
The book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 3.
Right.
For the ear trieth words, as the mouth tasteth meat.
Right. And when we first heard Luke the 16th breakdown, right, we tried it, right, and it tasted good because it's playing upon tables. Provided you have certain precepts that land me back off the chapter. Right. You got precept.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste.
What the Lord say?
How sweet are thy words unto my taste.
Right, that's why it's compared to honey, man, the scriptures. It's compared to honey because honey is sweet, right, Reed?
Yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth.
You see that? Sweeter than honey to my mouth, man. So these words is sweet, man. So this parable we about to dive into is a sweet parable, man. When you read it with the understanding and you can taste the perverse different meats, as in this proves hell and things like that, man. Right?
I got one more. Go to Proverbs 12 and 27.
The book of Proverbs 12 and verse 27. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting.
Right. When some brothers, they read the scriptures, they run across meat, they just, they kind of wing it, they devour it, break it down this type of way, not provide any precepts, evidence, no maps, no artifacts. They just, hey, it is what it is, right? This is what it says this, so it's that. You gotta, once you get meat, you gotta slow roast it. You gotta digest it, you gotta cut it, you gotta season it properly, right? When we go over these breakdowns through the Spirit, right, brothers adding the spice, the salt, brothers cutting it diligently, make sure that everything is broken down properly, right, as it should. It's more than that.
But the substance of a diligent man is precious.
Right. The things that set before a diligent man is precious. So he's going to take care and make sure that that meat is cooked thoroughly, right? Avaratazah, Israel will be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and everything will be explained, to the best, perfectly righteously.
Con.
All right, so brothers ready?
Con, let's break it down.
All right, yep. Go to Luke 16, start at 19.
The book of Luke 16 and verse 19.
Right.
There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen.
Slakia, again, we're going to break down everything in this verse. We're going to do it for each and every verse. Because you can't just look at certain words and say, what else is that, purple, or whatever. Now, like we just brought out in Proverbs 12 and 27, right? The slothful man roasteth not which he took in hunting. Right? We have to properly examine each and every detail. Right? So nothing is left missing. Right? Who is the rich man according to the Bible? Brothers know.
Esau.
It's Esau.
So-called white man.
Right? It's a so-called ugly-ass white man. Right? He's the rich man according to the Bible. All right?
Precept.
Brothers got precepts?
Con, give me the book of Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1.
Con.
Right, so Esau is the rich man.
Bring it up.
Okay, Esau is the rich man in the book of Luke chapter 16 verse 19. And all throughout the scriptures, man. Because this man have accumulated wealth, riches, and he have prospered off the blacks of off the backs of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites, right, by rape, robbery, murder, pillagence, and all manner of wicked abominations. Now bring this out, King.
Con. The book of Revelation 17 and verse 1.
Con.
And there came one of the seven angels.
17 and 1.
Con.
Con, bring it out.
Which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
And that great whore is pertaining unto America, right? That great whore is America. Read on.
That sitteth upon many waters.
Meaning they sit upon many nations of the earth, right? America got their hands in all these different nations, man, setting up garrisons, forcing their wine, their doctrine, and philosophies upon the nations of the earth, right? So they sitting upon many waters, which represents the nations. Give me Revelation chapter 17, verse 15 real quick, proving that the waters are the nations.
The book of Revelation 17 and verse 15. He saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Right, so again, the water represents nations. Now give me Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 20.
Isaiah chapter 57 and verse 20.
Right.
But the wicked are like the troubled sea.
It say the wicked are like the troubled sea. Right, and it's no secret that the so-called white man and the other nations are the wicked. They do wickedness on the earth, man. Esau says it's okay to be a pedophile, a homosexual, to lie down with animals. That's a damn abomination in the sight of the Lord, man. Read on.
When it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt.
And their waters representing their doctrines cast up mire and dirt. Because what's the doctrine of the other nations, man? You can freak off and be whatever you want to be, and God is going to love you and accept you, right? You could be a damn transsexual, right? Elam, they don't believe in damn taking showers, man. Hey, man, you walk past these Elam, hey, man, they smell like musk, man.
Yeah, fresh ass.
Right? Right, Ham? Right, you see Ham, they got their head up a cow rump, man. Right, so that's an abomination. And that's the damn manner of the other nations. Right, so that proves that their waters cast up mire and dirt. Keep reading, King.
There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked.
And go back to Revelation chapter 17.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 2.
Right?
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Read on.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy.
And that's talking about America, full of names of blasphemy, right? Because America is considered the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth, right? You could be anything in America, man. That's why these different nations, they leave their culture, their heritage that they was brought up in to come to America and get Americanized and freak off. That's why you got the Chinese man celebrating damn Christmas now, right? You got the damn East Indian talking about some happy Thanksgiving. That was never your culture. That's the culture of Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Keep reading.
God, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
What verse you at, King?
Starting verse 4.
Right.
God. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Right.
Having a golden cup in her hand.
Now, Salaki, I don't want to jump the gun, but give me James chapter 5, verse 1. But purple and linen represents wealth and riches, right? Because all the kings in the days of old, they wore damn purple, man. Because purple, that's a royal color, right? It's not like now where you could just go to damn Walmart or go to, damn Foreman Mills and get a damn purple shirt, man. Right? Back then, purple, it wasn't accessible unto men. That was only set up for the kings. And bring this out, James chapter 5, verse 1.
James chapter 5 and verse 1.
Right?
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Again, this is talking about Esau. The Lord said, go to now, you rich men. Weep and howl for the miseries that shall come upon you, because that's what's coming upon the so-called white man. Turmoil, misery, trial, and anguish, man, for what they did to the chosen people of the Lord. Right? Read on.
Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you.
Now give me Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 13.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
O thou that dwellest upon many waters.
And we just read that in Revelation, the 17th chapter. This is talking about America, primarily the so-called white man. They dwell among many waters. They got their hands in many nations. Read on.
Abundant in treasures.
What is America?
Abundant in treasures.
See, so the white man is abundant in treasure. So he's that rich man in Luke chapter 16, verse 19. Read on.
Thine end is come.
What the Lord say?
Thine end is come.
Hey, so your end is coming, so-called white man. The Lord said thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass in the book of Job chapter 14, verse 5. So your kingdom, your days of prosperity is coming to an end, as it states in Job chapter 20 and verse 4. Right, so with that, I yield.
I got 2 quick precepts. Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 6.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Right? So, Google the word hedonism, King. Brother, you trying to Google the word hedonism? We're going to show you how Esau lived. Right? A lot of Jakes, you may have an idea. Yeah, he got a big boat. No, it's a little deeper than that. Yeah. All right. This is what the Illuminatis and the elites do. I think it's HEDOISME. SM. HED.
I think that's it right there. That's it.
Yeah, you might have to type in definition.
Yeah, definition. It's on the YouTube.
Kinda.
It's kind of late. I don't know.
All right, you can scroll down a little. What does that say? The pursuit of pleasure, sensual, self-indulgent, pleasure-seeking. Read that again one more time in Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon, 2 and verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present.
Let's self-indulge, and all the wickedness are set before us, right? Hey, Esau, they got a TV show called Black Mirror. In the first episode, what did he do? Have y'all seen it?
That was one.
He popped the pig, right? Esau, get off on that, man. They didn't put that in that scene for no reason. That's what they do. Real quick, right? That's self-indulgent. The ethical theory that pleasure and the sense of satisfaction of desires is the highest proper aim of human life. That's not the meaning of life, right? We don't self-indulge, right? Man, bring it out.
It's like I got a precept.
Hold on real quick. Let me finish this, King. You got it.
And let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Right?
Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointment.
$9,000 bottles of wine, right? Versace ointments. Go ahead.
Versace parties.
And let no flower of the spring pass by us.
Right?
Let us crown ourselves with the rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of
Right.
our
Hey, man, we got to go out with a bang pretty much. That's what's in our mind. Every day to them is his new moon.
Yeah.
Right? In their mind, it's a new moon every damn day. They feasting, they partying. They got hookers and whores and prostitutes with the glass and the coke, and they messing around with it, going nuts.
Right. Yeah, like the damn Edomites downtown, they be on a party bus.
Yeah.
They be turning up, they be twerking, listening to damn Beyonce, man. Right? It be madness and folly going on. Go ahead, brother.
Yep. And he got the Epicureans in the scriptures. Right? You got it. All right, we're going to get his and then yours. But we're going to finish this real quick, King.
kind. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
Voluptuous, which means pretty much greed.
Right.
Okay, read on.
Kind. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this.
This is their lot that they rule the world. That's Job 31:14. Right? The Lord set Esau up to be in power, to live his life voluptuously. Right? It's not our turn of rule and being in great feasting and you know, acting as if he was delivered. Right? It's their lot to be in this position. Right? Until the Lord, Heavenly Father, returns.
Two quick precepts. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. So like the brother bringing out, it's Esau time to live it up, man. So don't get mad. Don't get envious. Don't get jealous when you see Esau turning up, man. Right? Because guess what? His kingdom is coming to an end. So he got to turn up. Right? He got to damn drink wine. He got to engage in his voluptuousness. Because guess what? His kingdom is shortly coming to an end. Actually, speedily coming to an end. Now bring this out.
Book of Lamentations 4 and verse 21.
Right?
Rejoice and be glad.
What the Lord say?
Rejoice and be glad.
And so the Lord said, rejoice, be glad, turn up, be happy. Read on.
O daughter of Edom.
O daughter of Edom. Read on.
That dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
They say the cup shall pass through unto thee. Right now, in the Israelites, we drinking of that cup. That's why we had to go in slavery. That's why we in the ghettos. That's why we grow up among dysfunctional families, because we drinking among that cup that the Lord gave us. We drinking of their oppression. Read on.
Thou shalt be drunken.
Thou shalt be what?
Thou shalt be drunken.
And that's not a literal drunkenness. That's spiritual. The Lord said he's going to make Esau drunk. Read on.
And shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
So the Lord said we're not going in captivity no more, man. Right? Once the Israelites come back in power, hey, that's it. We're going to rule the whole planet Earth forever and ever. Amen. As it states in Daniel chapter 7, verse 18 and Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. Read on.
God, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
And the Lord said he's going to visit the iniquity of the so-called white man. Read on.
He will discover thy sins.
Now give me Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. Right?
The
right?
book
Again, on, how do you say it? Hedonism?
Hedonism.
Right? Hedonism. Again, this is the pursuit of pleasure, sensual self-indulgence. And that's vanity in the eyes of the Lord, man. And we're going to bring it out. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1.
Read on.
I said in my heart, go to now. I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure.
Therefore enjoy pleasure, for this is what?
And behold, this also is vanity.
What is pleasure?
This also is vanity.
So the Lord said that's vanity, meaning it's senseless. It doesn't hold any weight, man. Right? Because after you enjoy yourself, you engage in your mirth and your folly, you have nothing to show for it, man. You still going to see the grave and still see corruption, man. Right? But when we eat of that tree of life, the Israelites, we going to live forever, man. And that's what Esau tried to seek out, living forever. That's why they got metahumans now, right? They put damn chips and all this madness.
And robot babies.
Yeah, robot babies. That iRobot spirit, trying to live forever on the earth, man. right? But that's only set up, and that's a covenant that the Lord made with the children of Israel, which pertains to the new covenant in the book of Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8. I got one more. Colossians chapter 2, verse 23.
The book of Colossians chapter
2:23.
2.
You got it.
And verse 23.
Right?
Which things have indeed a shoe of wisdom.
So these scriptures have indeed a shoe of wisdom, and also these parables. Read on.
And will worship and humility and neglecting of the body.
What the Lord say? Neglecting.
Neglecting of the body.
So we got to neglect our bodies in this truth, man. You can't give in to your sensual pleasures and the flesh and carnality, right? Because that's the way of destruction. Read on.
Not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh.
So that's the spirit and that's the lifestyle that we have to live. Not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. And this is contrary to the ways of the so-called white man. Because they spirit is do as thou wilt, YOLO, engage in your sensual pleasures, be a damn homosexual, freak off, drink, right? And that's an abomination in the eyes of the Lord, man. Right? We got to seek out righteousness and magnify the spirit and kill the flesh. That's it on that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, and verse 17. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich.
Mean verse. It's plain upon tables. Brother got a precept.
Can I get the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and verse 3, going more into the rich man, right, who is the Edomite, according to the Bible. Bring
That's
it up.
right.
Sirach 13 and verse 3.
Right?
The rich man have done wrong.
Like he did abominable. He did wicked on the earth, right?
And yet he threateneth withal.
Right, meaning he still, basically he still threatens people. He still is engaging in that wickedness. Though he's done wrong, he's not repentful for it. He's not sorry for it. That's what it's saying. All right, read.
The poor is wrong.
Right, and we're the poor, right? The Israelites. And we go get into that as we continue to read Luke, right, read.
And he must entreat also.
Though that we're already poor and oppressed, we still have to beg the so-called white man, right, read.
If thou be for his profit.
Right, if you can rap, if you can sing, play basketball, football, read.
He will use thee.
He will what?
He will use thee.
And that's the white man, right? Who else is this, man? This isn't the East Indian man, right, read.
But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
But if you have nothing, and he go step right over you, man, and say you a nigger, man. But if you can play ball, you tall, you strong, you a good buck, hey, they go show love to you, man. Right, read.
If thou have anything,
right,
he will live with thee.
Right, he go live with you, read.
Yea, he will make thee bear.
And that's what they do to these rappers, man. They say we go give you $1 million, which is really just a damn loan, right, and make you think that you got some money, though it's getting taxed. Your manager get this person get that, and you got to pay for everything. But we go give you this loan, and then you go owe us money and interest, right, read.
Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for
and
it.
He will what?
Yea, he will make thee bear,
right,
and will not be sorry for it.
Right, and the white man, he's not sorry for that, man. Right, once he makes a so-called black man bear, he's not sorry for that, man. They didn't feel sorry for Mike Tyson. When he blew through, what, 30 million, man? They ain't feel sorry for him, man. They gave him all the coke, all the prostitutes, and said, go have at it, man. Right, Reed?
God, if he have need of thee,
right,
he will deceive thee,
right,
and smile upon thee,
right,
and put thee in hope.
Right, he gonna say, hey, man, you know you real talented, man. You real talented, man. We can make you a superstar, right? You can give you these cars. We can give you this mansion. They speak sweet to you, right, Reed?
He will speak thee fair,
right,
and say, what wantest thou?
He said, what do you want, man? You want $2 million, $5 million? Knowing they finna make $1 billion off of you. They say, hey, you want $1 million? Right, what do you want? You want a car? How about a chain? I know you niggas love chains. Right, Reed?
And he will shame thee by his meats.
Right, and that's his doctrine, man. We went into that. So he goes shame you by his meats, by his doctrine, Reed.
Until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice.
So he's just withdrew all your damn spirit out, man. Right, that's how much he go keep deceiving you, right, Reed?
And at the last, He will laugh thee to scorn.
And they laugh at Jake when they get all this money and then they fall. They be laughing at these athletes and say, dang, they can't even last 5 years with their money, right? They say 5 years is a good rap career, man. Right, Rick?
When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee.
Right, the so-called white man go shake his head at you. Now jump to verse 19. Right, this whole chapter is talking about the rich man. It's the white man. Right, bring it up.
Verse 19.
Right.
As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness.
Right.
So the rich eat up the poor.
You see that? So the same way that a lions eat up his prey, that's the exact same way the rich eat us up, because the so-called white man is a lion, right? Get that in the book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 58, and verse 6.
Right.
Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth.
Right.
Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord.
Right. You see that? The young lion is the so-called white man. His teeth represents his military man. I got one more. Go to Psalm 73. And start at 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 73, and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish.
Right.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right, the prosperity of the wicked. Job 9:4. The wicked is in rulership right now. Right, so the wicked are the ones that's in prosperity. Right, so for sake of time, jump to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Right, check this out.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right, that was many years ago. That was 50 years ago, man. Right, don't worry about it. Right, that's what they do. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. You say, hey, how you feel about this, Esau? Then they kind of be dancing around it. Like, do you feel bad for this? They say, well, hey, I wasn't there, so you don't feel bad, devil. Right, read on.
They speak loftily.
Right, read.
They set their mouth against the heavens.
Right, they say, I am, man. Right, that's in Isaiah 47. They literally think they're the Most High. Right, read.
And their tongue walketh through the earth.
Right, read.
Therefore his people return hither.
Right.
And waters of a full cup are wrung out to them.
Right, read on.
And they say, how doeth God know?
Right.
And is there knowledge in the Most High?
That's off, man. They say there's no knowledge in the Lord, man. Right, read on.
Behold, these are the ungodly.
These are the ungodly men, the Edomites, right? The wicked, the border wickedness, read.
Who prosper in the world.
They prosper, read.
They increase in riches.
Right, so they're the rich man. They increase in riches, man. It's plain upon tables. The rich man is the white man. I got one more. James 2 and 5.
The book of James, chapter 2, and verse 5.
Right.
Hearken, my beloved brethren.
Right.
Have not God chosen the poor of this world?
And who's the chosen? The Israelites. So he chose the poor of this world. Even when you read the gospel, right, in Isaiah 61, it tell you that we gonna be the brokenhearted and the poor. Right, read.
Rich in faith.
Right, but we rich in faith, read.
And heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him.
Right, read.
Do ye, but ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you?
Right, do not rich men oppress you. Talking to the Israelites during the Roman captivity. So he's calling the Romans a rich man, right? Because they're the rich man. Because it's the white man. It's plain.
God, we're going to have to go back to it. You can go to, yeah. God, I got a precept for it. All right. You got it.
The book of Luke 16 and verse 19. There was a certain man which was clothed in purple.
Right, and it's purple for a certain reason. I got just one precept. You can go to 1 Maccabees 4 and 23. Right, if you didn't know, purple is very hard to make in the ancient world. And while you bringing that up, or while you searching it, can you bring out how did they make purple? How did they make purple? If you type it in, it should just pop up. Gone. I did a cold code on this like a year ago. In depth, got the video. to make what?
I'll turn mine off. Hold
All right, we good.
Look up.
So to make Tyrian purple, marine snails were collected by the thousands. They were then boiled for days in giant lead vats, producing a terrible odor, right? And we don't got to watch the entire video. You can watch it on your own. But then it changes and it turns purple, right? By the lighting and the lack of lighting thereof. Now you can bring it out, King.
Kind of slucky. Hey, the Tyrian purple. Hey, that's the Phoenicians.
Yeah, why do you think
That's
so
the
many
biblical people? All right, go ahead.
Slakia?
Kind.
That's what I was going to say. That's why so many people trying to take down Tyree and Zidon, right? They was wealthy. You got it.
First Maccabees 4 and verse 23.
And Slakia, you can read about that in Ezekiel the 20th chapter, but you got it.
Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, where they got much gold and silver and blue silk and purple of the sea.
And purple of the sea, because you have to go to the seas, right? You got to get that certain snail to get that purple, right? Purple don't just come out the trees. It don't come out the ground. They went to the sea, right? Go ahead.
And great riches.
And great riches, right? So it's putting purple of the sea in the same category with great riches and gold, right? That lets you know that this is a very, very comely material, or comely item.
Yep. And this is looked it up on BibleStudy.org. What is the meaning of purple in the Bible? Why was this color highly coveted in the ancient world? It say the rarity of purple in nature and the expense of creating its dye gave it a great deal of prestige. It was the most expensive dye known to the ancient Israelites in the Bible. It was the pigment of choice for those of noble or royal birth, or those who were high-level officials, right? See that? Now give me Judges chapter 8, verse 24. So again, the purple was only worn by the prestigious and the noble and royal men, right? An average man or a beggar, they didn't wear purple. Judges chapter 8, verse 24.
The book of Judges chapter 8 and verse 24.
And this is all symbolic for Esau having riches and wealth. Bring it out, King.
And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that ye would give me every man the earrings of his prey. For they had golden earrings, because they were Ishmaelites.
Right, read on.
And they answered, we will willingly give them. And they spread a garment, and did cast therein every man the earrings of his prey.
Read on. And so this is the spoil of the nations, right? When Gideon and the different mighty men spoiled these different nations. Read on.
And the weight of the golden earrings that he requested was 1,700 shekels of gold.
Right.
Beside ornaments and collars and purple raiment.
And what?
And purple raiment.
Right. So the kings of Midian, they wore purple raiment, right? Showing that they had money, they had riches and wealth, and they was noble. Read on.
That was on the kings of Midian.
That was what?
That was on the kings of Midian.
Right. So this was on the kings of Midian. It wasn't on the beggar. It wasn't on the poor man, but it was on the rich kings. Now give me Esther chapter 8, verse 15.
The book of Esther chapter 8 and verse 15. And Mordecai.
And what?
And Mordecai.
Right, who was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. And Mordecai, read on.
Went out from the presence of the king and royal apparel.
And what?
And royal apparel.
So he wore royal apparel of what?
Of blue and white. And with a great crown of gold. And with a garment of fine linen and purple.
And what?
And purple.
And purple. And blue was also a royal color, right? That's why the Lord told us to put, a border of blue upon our fringes. Representation of Israelite royalty. Read on.
And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad.
Right, so that's playing upon table. So again, that's like the rich men, the noble men, they wore royal apparel, right? Which was purple. You got it.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day.
Right.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
And we're Lazarus, right? As the brother already brought out in James, the 2nd chapter, in the 5th verse, you have the rich and you have the poor. Go to one precept, Psalm 72 and 4, King.
Come, the book of Psalms, chapter 72 and verse 4. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor.
Right, the rich man is the oppressor, right, and we're the oppressed. In every society, in every age, in every world, in every civilization, you have the oppressed and the oppressor. Nobody's always going to be on equal grounds, right? Not even in the next world, which is the kingdom.
I got a precept. Salaki, look up Lazarus, brother. Right? Let's see what the word or the name Lazarus means. Either way. Yeah. Nah, you can look it up on here. It'll say the same thing. Right. Lazarus name meaning. Oh, you kind of spelled it wrong, God. Lazarus. Yeah, definition. Nah, see. Yeah, go to the blue letter, man. I just looked it up the other day, though. You go to Lazarus name meaning.
I can
type in Lazarus name meaning.
I can read it real quick.
You got it, brother?
I can read it.
All right, you can read it, brother.
Lazarus, which
you got it.
I'll just get straight to it. The outline of biblical usage, Lazarus is whom God helps.
It say what?
Whom God helps.
Now, who does the Lord helps? Does he help the other nations? Does he help out the so-called white man? No, he only helps out the children of Israel. Right? So that's literally what the name Lazarus mean. It means God has helped or who God helps. Okay. Right? So that's a cut. Lazarus is Israel. Give me Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 13. Let's prove that real quick. After this, King. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 13.
The book of Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 13.
Right?
For I, the Lord, thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not.
So this is the Lord speaking to the Israelites. Fear not. What?
I will help thee.
What the Lord say?
I will help thee.
So the Lord just clearly said he will help the Israelites. So that has to make us Lazarus in the scriptures.
It's Iraq 4:9.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 9. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor.
You see that? So the Lord said, deliver him that suffer wrong from the oppressor, man. Right? Like it said, hey, God has help, right, Reed?
And be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment.
You see that? And you trying to read verse 2?
Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 2. Make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress.
That's what Esau do. He provoke us in our distress. You ain't just a nigga. You know. Go ahead.
Bum.
Right. Get a job. You got it.
Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed.
Right. Add not more trouble to a heart which is vexed. And he's oppressing us 10 times over. Go ahead.
And defer not to give him that is in need.
Right.
Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man.
This is what Esau does. He's doing all these wicked things. Go ahead.
Turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee.
Or what?
For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Get thy... That's really
like it. So in other words, seeing that we're the poor and we're praying to the Lord for the affliction from the so-called white man, he's going to answer our prayers. And he's going to deliver us and judge us. Right? And he's definitely going to judge them. Right? We already put that out in Psalm 72 and 4.
Quick precept. Get the book of Psalm chapter 25 and verse 22.
Psalms chapter 25 and verse 22.
Right, to show that this is whom God helped, man, Lazarus. right? See who that is. Bring it up.
Redeem Israel.
Do what?
Redeem Israel.
Right. Redeem, help Israel, read.
Oh God, out of all his troubles.
Right. The only person you can see the Lord helping in the scriptures are the Israelites. Right. So that's how you know they're Lazarus, because they're the poor. Right. Get that in Psalms 10 real fast.
The book of Psalms.
Psalm 10 and verse 9.
Chapter 10 and verse 9. He lieth in wait secretly.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
Right, and that's the so-called white man, right? These damn police, man, sitting there with the damn speedometer, whatever that, sitting there with the thing, man. Right, read.
Billy Club.
In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent.
And you know he murdered the innocent, man. Right, that's plain, right, read.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Now, are they out there for the East Indian, man? No, man, they out there to catch Jake slipping, man. Right, they want to catch Jake without his seatbelt so they can say, where's your wallet, so they can shoot you because they thought you had a gun, man. Right, that's them being set against the poor privily, right? That's it on that.
Salakia, read Luke chapter 16, verse 20 again. Got a couple precepts on that.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 20, right? And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
Right, so again, this is the Israelites, right? And we are the beggars, because what do we beg for? Justice and equality from the so-called white man, right? When you go back and look at them old civil rights video clips, we was getting beat down with billy clubs. We had dogs sicked upon us, all because we wanted to be equal to the so-called white man and drink from their same water fountain, right? Now give me Sirach chapter 40 and verse 28.
Sirach chapter 40 and verse 28.
Right.
My son, live not a beggar's life.
So the Lord told us not to live a beggarly life. Read on.
For it is better to die than to beg.
It says better to die than to beg, man. Right? Because begging, that's pretty much a stain on your honor. Right? And you got to walk in integrity and in uprightness, man. We can't be begging the so-called white man for equality, liberation, exoneration, because he's never going to give it to us, man. Like the brother Quadas so eloquently spoke about, the so-called white man's the goddamn devil, man. And he cannot deliver us or help us in our oppression. Now give me Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 7.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 7?
Yeah.
Verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor.
Right. Esau's the rich. He ruling over the poor, the Israelites. Read on.
And the borrower is servant to the lender.
You see that? We the borrower, and we're servant to the lender, the so-called white man. Because when you want a loan, right, you got to go to Esau. You got to go to Huntington Bank, Fifth and Third, Advance America, CashNet.com. You got to go to all these different outlets owned by the so-called white man to receive your funds. Right? So that goes to show you that we are the borrower and we servant to the so-called white man. Right? The Lord said we will also become the head, not the tail. I mean, so like the tail, not the head. Give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28
and verse 43.
And verse 43.
Right?
And the stranger that is within thee.
The stranger are the other nations. Ishmael, the so-called white man, the Chinese, the Japanese, all these different nations that come among your community and oppress you. Read on.
Shall get up above thee very high.
Right, so they get up above us very high, man. We in the ghettos and we in the slums. We own less than 1% of business here in America. Right, opposed to the other nations, they could come over here easily and set up businesses in your community. And they don't generate that money they make from you back into your community. What they do, they beat up your woman in the nail salon. Right? They choke you the hell out in the damn Coney Island. Whatever the case may be. Read on.
And thou shalt come down very low.
You see that? And we came down very low. And that's playing upon tables. The Israelites are low right now. Right? We in the ghetto. Right? We begging in front of the liquor store for money, for change, to go get drunk. Right? And wash away our pain and oppression. Read on.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
You see that? So Esau, he's the one that lent to us, but we don't lend to him. That shows you he's set up over us financially. He has the riches and wealth of the society. Read on.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
That's playing upon tables. We are the tail in this society. Now give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29, right? And thou shalt grope at noonday.
They say we groping at noonday, right? We trying to find a way. We trying to find some kind of, sedation in this kingdom. We trying to find some kind of way to wash away our pain. Read on.
As the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
What the Lord say?
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
Say, thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And even when we did set up businesses, banks, bus transportations, what happened? The so-called white man came in and took everything from us, right? Playing upon tables, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? So-called Black Wall Street. What they do? They came up in there with guns and force, and they killed. That was a slaughterance, man. They killed over thousands of Israelites, okay, and made an uproar and a tumult like the damn devil that they are, man. Read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
And the Lord say, thou shalt be only oppressed and spoil you evermore. So Lazarus in Luke chapter 16, verse 20 is the Israelites, and we oppress and we begging the so-called white man for justice and equality.
Go back to Luke 16, verse 21.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 21.
Right.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Right, just like the brother brought out. That's what we was begging for, those crumbs. We begging for so-called equality. Right? We begging the damn vote and all this nonsense and folly. Right?
So like we got to touch on which was laid at his gate full of sores. You can read that one more time. We'll explain it briefly.
Luke 16 and verse 21.
Verse 20.
Verse 20.
Like the brother said in the beginning, we got to dissect this whole thing, man. Right? Line upon line. Right? We got to properly season this meat through the Spirit. You got it, brother.
Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores.
Right. If you begging for money, that means you obviously don't have it. Right. Therefore, you won't have enough to kind of, maintain your body, take care of yourself. Therefore, you're going to be full of sores. Right. You're going to get jammed up. You can bring out Job 24 and 7.
The book of Job, chapter 24 and verse 7. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold.
Hey, that's Haggai 1 and 6. Go ahead.
They are wet with the showers of the mountains.
Right, now it's touching Esau.
And embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast.
Right, now it's touching us. Right, they pluck the fatherless from the breast and take the pledge of the poor, Slakia.
Wicked.
You got it.
And take the pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing. And they take away the sheaf from the hungry.
This is Luke 16 and 20 and 21, right? We're going precept upon precept. You can jump down to verse 12.
Verse 12. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out. Yet God layeth not folly to them.
Right, the Lord don't lay too much folly to them because, hey, we getting oppressed. Yeah. Right? You got Jake. I seen Jake. His butt was out, man. His whole butt was out with a can of beer. I said, come on, brother. He said, damn pirate talk. That's sad. Jake is destroyed, man.
Yeah, we sing,
You can go.
I got a precept.
All right,
give me Lamentations chapter 1 and verse 2. Right, so again, we have sores due to oppression and unhealed trauma from slavery, man. Literally, right? Everything that we going through right now, so-called mental illnesses among our community, right? Schizophrenia, psychotic disorder, anxiety, all these spirits, came from damn slavery, man. Right? Being oppressed by Esau, getting your back beaten in, seeing your mother get raped, seeing your father get shot in your face. That's trauma, and that brings about sores and wounds. Right? Now, give me Lamentations chapter 1, verse 2.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 1 and verse 2. She weepeth sore in the night.
That she is the Israelites, right? Because Israel is likened unto a woman in Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2. So we weepeth sore in the night, meaning we cry out for the oppression that we receiving from the hands of the so-called white man Esau, right? Hey, like the classic precept, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2, Judah mourneth, right? And the gates thereof languish. Keep reading, brother.
And her tears are on her cheeks.
See that? And our tears are on our cheeks. Read on.
Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her.
Right? So it's nobody there to put that cover and that comfort upon us. Right? There's no other nations helping us out, sitting us down, right? Getting us some water, right? Putting that cover over top of us, taking care of us and nurturing us. No other nation is doing it because they don't give a damn about the Israelites, man. Right? And that's why they ass going in slavery.
Sorry.
Right? Give me Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 14.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 14.
Right?
All thy lovers have forgotten thee.
What the Bible say?
All thy lovers have forgotten thee.
All these different nations have forgotten you. You thought they was your friend. You thought they was going to be your friend to take care of you to the end. But guess what? They forgot about you. They forgot about your oppression. Right? Hey, man, these different nations, they seen we was in the damn cotton field, picking cotton from sun up to sundown. But they was standing afar off. They said, look, that's not my problem. They got to deal with it, those niggers. Right? Keep reading.
They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee.
What the Lord say?
For I have wounded thee.
Now, ultimately, this is the judgment of the Lord. So really, the Most High wounded us. Right? The Most High put us in these conditions for our disobedience, for our disdain against the law, statutes, and commandments. So the Lord said, I wounded thee. Read on.
With the wound of an enemy.
With the what?
With the wound of an enemy.
And he used the so-called white man to do it. Right? As it states in Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. Right? Matter of fact, bring that out.
Psalms.
So the Lord used the so-called white man to wound us on a physical level and also on a spiritual level. That's why you got churches in every corner of the ghetto. That's the so-called white man raging war against your spirit, man. Bring it out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked.
From the what?
From the wicked.
From the wicked. Read on.
Which is thy sword. From men which are thy hand, right. O Lord.
So again, Salakia, this is talking about the so-called white man. So the Lord uses men to judge other men on the earth. So he used the so-called white man to actually physically play out the judgment that we had to go through, right, which is slavery and castration. Right? Now give me Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5.
The book of Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Why should ye be strengthened any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
So this is, again, talking about the Israelites. The Lord said the whole head is sick, right? Meaning the whole nation of Israel is completely out of order. And we all have unhealed trauma. That's why we got to seek the Lord in these precepts. Read on.
And the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot, even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores.
And what?
And putrefying sores.
And putrefying sores. Right? And you got to treat a putrefying sore or else it's going to get worse and worse. Right? It's going to get affected, man. Right. So if the Israelites don't receive, salvation, which we know we are, if it doesn't happen, we're going to get worse and worse as a nation until we finally damn extinct, man. Right? So Most High forbid. That's why we need a savior. We need the Lord to come back and save us from our oppression, or we're going to be destroyed as a nation, man. Right?
That's right.
That's it on that.
You can go to Ezekiel, the 23rd chapter, real quick. Ezekiel 23 and 5.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 23 and verse 5.
Now, if you want a more in-depth idea on who these lovers are, you can read Ezekiel, the 23rd chapter. We're not going to read the whole chapter, just bringing out like 3 verses. You got it.
Verse 5. And Aholah played the harlot.
Right, that's Israel. Right, this is a huge parable for Israel and Judah. Go ahead.
When she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians, her neighbors.
Right, so she was messing with the Assyrians. Wait, we messed with the Assyrians, right? We picked up their gods. Go ahead.
Which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses.
Right. Israel was captivated by these nations and their gods. Right? In the same manner that Adam and Eve was captivated. Go ahead.
Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all her idols she defiled herself.
Disgusting. You can jump to verse 10.
Verse 10. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters and slew her with the sword.
See what happened when you defile yourself amongst the nations and you trust them and you believe in their gods and you call yourself a Buddhist and a Catholic? Folly. One more, you can jump to, for the sake of time, jump to verse 26.
Verse 26. They shall also strip thee out of thy clothes and take away thy fair jewels.
Right? And that's what happened to us. Right? When you read Luke, the 16th chapter, how do we become poor? They did that to us, man.
Yeah, they robbed us.
Yeah, they robbed us of our jewels and our gold because we thought it would be nice to be amongst them.
Quick precept.
And you read about that in with the prodigal son.
Yep.
Right? He went to the nations. He said, "Oh, it's nice." Right? He was living voluptuously, trying to be with them, and guess what? And he got spoiled, and he was sweet, and he was feeding swine. One of the lowliest jobs to have.
22.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 22.
Just like the brother was bringing out, how did we become in a beggarly state? Because the so-called white man robbed us blind, man. He stole our culture, our nationality, our wealth, our riches, right? Attempt to steal our spirit. Yeah. You got it.
Verse 22. I will also send wild beasts among you.
Right, the Lord says he's going to send wild beasts among the Israelites, right? Physically and spiritually. Right? These wild beasts is the so-called white man. Read on.
Which shall rob you.
Which shall do what?
Which shall rob you.
Which shall rob you, again, of your nationality, of your culture, of your well-being, of your sense of self. He robbed you of everything. Read on.
Of your children.
Of your what?
Of your children.
He stole your children, man. That's wicked. Right? He literally stole your children on the slave plantation, splitting up families. Right? Selling your daughter to Master Johnson, selling your son to Master Smith. Right? And splitting up the family and robbing you of your children. And that's in Deuteronomy 28 and 41. And Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Those are the curses. You got it.
And destroy your cattle and make you few in number.
And make you what?
And make you few in number.
Now one more. Give me 1 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10.
The book of 1 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10.
Right.
What nation have not had a part in her kingdom?
And this is pretty much a rhetorical question. What nation have not got a part of her kingdom? Meaning all nations had a part in the demise of the Israelites.
That's right.
And that's in Luke chapter 21, verse 24. Whether it be Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham and cheese, right? All these different nations, they had a part in our demise. Read on.
And gotten of her spoils.
And what?
And gotten of her spoils. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave.
She's become a what?
She has become a bond slave.
And the Israelites are in slavery, right? That's pretty much plain upon tables. You got a precept, King? Come on, bring it out. Psalms 55 and 21.
Psalms
Start
chapter
at 20.
55 and verse 21.
Start at 20.
Verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Esau.
He hath
everything associated with wickedness, man. When we read about robbery, right, extortion, not extending mercy, it's Esau, man. The violent man, the rich man, the covetous man, right? That's talking about the so-called white man.
So like people always say, why you don't say Esau? Why you always got to talk about the white man? Why y'all stay on? Because he the double, man. Esau trying to take away the word.
Quick point. Esau, take away your car because you can't make the payments, and then you got to pay to get that car back.
Yeah, Esau.
What makes you think I got it?
Yeah, Esau, tow your car, you got to pay to get it out, man.
Yeah.
Right?
God.
You got to pay to keep your license.
So much folly, man. This place is finished, man.
Right? Is it more? You got it.
I was gonna say, you bring out the precept.
God. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Slocking. You can read this. If you read First Maccabees, read the whole book, you see them constantly breaking covenants, man. They the double, man. Bring it out.
God. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
They speak very smoothly. They speak like butter. Right? Real soft. Real
Sign on the
eloquent.
dotted line.
Right? Sign the dotted lines. Yeah, they break
They
it
come
down.
up and say, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Esau's
My neighbor's black.
Salaki, Esau is a smooth talker, man.
The damn snake,
Want
man.
you to mic? Hey, man.
Yeah, Esau know how to pretty much try to slither out of every question, right? Slither out of every situation,
Pink skin, man.
right? Because that's the spirit of a serpent. You know?
You saw be looking like Rufus from Kim Possible. You got it.
That's off.
They be saying that subtle stuff, man.
Yeah, they be.
She wanted you to get irate,
Yeah.
right? And get belligerent.
You cook
so she
chicken,
could
nigga.
call the cops on you, you could get shot. That's what she wanted,
So
man.
wicked,
And
man.
vaccinate the baby.
Yeah, that's madness.
It's like
was
that
more
one
than that.
Edom. It's like that one Edomite. She kind of got in the brother's face. You know, one of the camps in WFI. The brother's kind of pushed her, man.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you might can find it maybe on the Detroit channel.
Oh, you talking with the staff? That staff that lady?
Yeah. Not trying to implement this, man. But nah, for real though. Yeah, she kind of had to get, you know, all hell kind of broke. Then the damn police came and the police took her away, man.
Yeah. Police, locked her up? Right?
Like that.
Got her out of there.
10 years. All right, you got it.
Break it out.
No, go to Luke real fast. Go back to Luke 16 and 21. Because I got a point on that because the brother made a glorious point. And if you don't heal a sore, it's going to get worse. Right? Now, we touching on how the nations all had a part of our spoils. And it's finna break it down right here. Bring it up.
The book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 21.
Right?
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Like we was bringing out, we begging Esau for damn mercy, man. Right? Read on.
Moreover, the dogs came.
Right, the dogs came. And these are the other nations, man. These are those that's without the kingdom. When you read Revelation, matter of fact, let's get it. Revelation 22. Revelation 22, 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Right, read.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
Right,
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
right,
For without are dogs.
right. For without the kingdom, they're dogs, man. These other nations. Right, so we ain't even got to finish the verse. It's sorcerers and whoremongers, murderers. But I just wanted that part that these are the dogs, man. And they came and licked the wounds. They didn't heal you. They licked your wounds. Right, get Revelation 11 and 8.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Right,
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city,
right,
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
right, because it's slavery and homosexuality and bestiality. Right, read.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, because if you Google Jesus the Christ, you will see a homosexual white man. So his image is crucified, right?
And they of the people,
Right, they of the people, these wicked nations, right?
and kindreds, and tongues,
Right,
and nations shall see their dead bodies there. So like their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
right. Like Malachi said, hey, they noticed us. They seen us picking cotton, man. They seen us rape, robbing, and murdering. Right, they seen us getting rape, robbed, and murdered. Salaki, right, read.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
But they didn't want us to rest, man. Right, so they didn't come and help us out. They just seen our dead bodies upon the pavement, and they just left it there and stepped over it, man. They didn't give a damn, man. They didn't give us our national. Everybody know we the Israelites, man, but nobody ever say, you know, y'all the Israelites. Right. No other nation, man. So they all got to go to slavery, man.
Right? And read that again real quick. Read Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, read that again.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 21.
Right.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Again, the dogs are the other nations. Hey, also these damn false pastors, man, who try to give us a false sense of relief. Right? So give me 1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 19. And a dog is a filthy beast, man. Right? A dog will literally lick up their vomit, as it states in Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 11. Right? So you don't want a dog damn licking up your wounds, man. That's just going to bring about more infections. Right?
That's off, man.
1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 19.
Lord, 1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 19.
Right? So they call themselves trying to help you out and relieve you, but really they preaching, false doctrine. They preaching down prosperity. God loves everybody. So they giving you a false sense of relief. Bring this out.
Come. And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, hast thou killed and also taken possession?
Read on.
And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, in the place where the dogs lick the blood of Naboth.
What do the dogs do?
In the place where the dogs lick the blood of Naboth.
It say the dogs lick the blood of Naboth. Right? So a dog is a filthy creature, man. If they sitting up there trying to lick some damn blood up, man. So you don't want a damn dog licking up your wounds. It's just going to bring about more infections. And those damn wounds are going to burn, man. Right? Now give me Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10, King.
The book of Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10.
Going into these damn false pastors who are also known as dogs in the scriptures. Bring it out.
His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
What is his watchman?
They are all dumb dogs.
Right, so Creflo holler for your dollar. T.D. Snakes, Thaddeus Matthews, they are all dogs according to the Bible. And these are the dogs that try to lick up your wounds and give you a false sense of relief from your oppression. Keep reading.
They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
What do?
Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
Right, so these dogs, they love to slumber. Here it is, they supposed to be relieving you from your oppression, right, building you up, leading you to the way of righteousness, but they doing the total opposite, man. They leading you astray, as it states in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. Now give me Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 25.
The book of Jeremiah,
right,
chapter 23 and verse 25.
Right, because you got Martin Luther King, who have completely led our people astray with his dreams. Bring it out, King.
I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my names, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed.
What did he say?
Saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit.
They are what?
Yea, they are prophets of the deceit.
Right, so Martin Luther King, he was a prophet of deceit. Right, Creflo, T.D. Snakes, Joel Osteen, all these different prophets, so-called prophets and political leaders, they all prophets of deceit. And they tried to lick up your wounds and relieve you of your oppression, but they made the situation worse. Keep reading.
Of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams which they tell every man to his neighbor, as the fathers have forgotten my name for Baal.
Now give me Matthew chapter 15, start at the 22nd verse.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 22.
Again, this is proving that the dogs are the other nations, right? And also these false pastors and political leaders. You got it, brother.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil.
Meaning she had unclean spirits upon her. Read on.
But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us.
Man, they like send her away, man. Right, get her the hell out of here. Read on.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
And that's the classic precept. He said, look, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm not out here to heal the other nations and liberate y'all and exonerate y'all on the earth. I'm only out here to save the children of Israel. Read on.
God. Then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread.
Right, the children of Israel bread, their knowledge. It's not meet to take their knowledge and do what?
And cast it to dogs.
And cast it to the other nations, which are the dogs. Right? So we're not out there to teach the other nations. We're not out there to tell them repent and keep the commandments. We only do that for the children of Israel.
That's right.
The Lord said, cast ye not your pearls before swine in the book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. And a swine also is the other nations, if you have ears to hear.
That's right.
Right.
You can go back to Luke 16, where we left off.
The book of Luke, chapter 16, and verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died,
right,
and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Does that mean Abram's a 40-feet giant and Lazarus kind of just chilled in his garment? No, this is all spiritual, right? He's in the kingdom now, right?
Carried on to rest.
Yeah, he's carried. He went into that rest. All right, go ahead.
The rich man also died and was buried.
See how he was buried, and he didn't get carried up by the angels? Why is that? We're gonna break it down in a minute, but the brother got a precept.
Give me Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. Right, so Abraham's bosom is symbolic for us being carried into rest and relief. And we're going to receive rest and relief when we get the kingdom of heaven. When we're not dwelling in this wicked and perverse land known as America. Right, when the Lord deliver us and bring us back to the land of Israel. And we put the heathens in subjection and slavery. That's when we're going to receive our rest. Now give me Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
This is the classic precept. The Lord is going to choose the Israelites. Have mercy upon the Israelites. Read on.
And set them in their own land.
Right? We're going to get set in our homeland. Right? Our homeland is not damn Detroit, New York, Indiana, Chicago, Washington, D.C. This is not our homeland, man. Right? This is the land of our captivity. This is the land of our bondage. Our homeland is Jerusalem. Read on.
God. And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, and the strangers are the other nations. Brothers should know that. Read on.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
So we're going to take these damn heathens and bring them to their place. Read on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Right, verse 3.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest.
Shall give thee what?
Shall give thee rest.
And that's when we're going to get rest, man. That's when we're going to kick our feet up, right? Sipping yan, ruling over the nations, calling shots, and being in authority, man. That's when we're going to get rest. And that's what it means to be carried away into Abraham's bosom. Now give me Revelation chapter 21 and verse 3. Again, these things aren't literal, man. If you read these things for literal, you have no understanding. Right? Revelation chapter 21, verse 3.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, and verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death.
No more death. We're going to overcome death, as it states in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. Right? Death, where is thy sting? The grave, where is thy victory? Read on.
Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Right? Our former oppression, slavery, captivity, right? All those things are going to be passed away in the kingdom of heaven. And we're going to be glorified in the day of the Lord. Read on. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold,
I will make all things new.
Right, so that's pretty much it on that. Revelation 21 is a beautiful chapter. We're not going to get the whole thing, though. Right? Also, you can read about, being carried away with the Lord's wings in Exodus chapter 19 and verse 4. Right? Which simply, the Lord's going to carry us in his wings, by way of the angels, man. We're going to be saved from this wicked and perverse land. And that's in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 30, Isaiah chapter 27 and verse 13, and a list of other precepts. Right? Gone. Right. Still war. Right? Hey, if the real Jews was in the land, it wouldn't be war. Right? Hey, it's all hell and chaos breaking loose in the Middle East, man. So those can't be the real Jews. They're not supposed to be over there in that land.
Yeah.
Right? They are rat bastards.
God, you can bring out. You can bring out 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse. You can bring out 2 Maccabees 7 and 31.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7 and verse 31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of God.
Right. The reason why he didn't get sent up and delivered into Abraham's bosom is because what? He got a large track record of being wicked. Right. He got a lot of sins on his hands. He got a lot of blood on his hands. Right. So he's not going to escape the hands of the Most High. Right. So we can go back to Luke, the 16th chapter.
The book of Luke,
22nd.
chapter 16 and verse 22.
Yeah.
Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Right, that's being carried into that rest. Right.
And the rich man also died and was buried.
Right, he just got buried, man. Right, he didn't get carried into that rest. Right, Reed?
And in hell.
And in where?
And in hell.
And in hell, Reed?
He lift up his eyes.
Right.
Being in torments.
Right.
And seeth Abraham afar off.
Right.
And Lazarus in his bosom.
Right, so this is not saying he's in hell being tormented underground. Because first of all, why would he be seeing Abraham in hell? Right? It's saying he's in a low afflicted state, huh? That's literally what hell means. Get Jonah 2:1. Right? That's all it means, man. Right? That's why he just got buried. He didn't get carried. It's a beautiful parable, but that's what it's going into. Right? Bring it up.
The book of Jonah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Right?
Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord.
Right?
His God out of the fish's belly.
Right, he was in the fish's belly, right?
And said, I cry by reason of mine affliction.
By reason of my affliction, right?
Unto the Lord.
Right?
And he heard me out of the belly of hell.
Out of where?
Out of the belly of hell.
Right, so Jonah was comparing being in the fish's belly like being afflicted and in hell, man. Right? Because hell also represents death or the grave. Right? Let me get that in Proverbs 7 and 27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 27.
Right?
Her house is the way to hell.
Right? Her house is the way to hell, right?
Going down to the chambers of death.
Going down to the chambers of death. Right? So hell and death are synonymous. So he's in torment. Because as he read in Isaiah 14, hey, they go into slavery.
That's right.
So that's the torment. Getting up down. Give me Revelation 2 and 26. Hey, this is torment, man. Right? Getting your back beat in, man. Right?
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26.
Right?
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
Right?
To him will I give power over the nations.
Right. Christians can't answer why is there people getting power over nations in the kingdom of heaven. Right? Read.
And he shall rule them.
Right?
With a rod of iron.
With a what?
With a rod of iron.
Now let's see if this rod of iron is parabolic, man. Read on.
As the vessels of a potter's, shall they be broken to shivers.
Right, shall they be broken to shivers, man. Meaning you gonna have a physical rod breaking the nations down. Hey, that's torments, man.
Right.
So basically the rich man is not, the tables go flip. Now the rich man is gonna be seeing Lazarus in the bosom living it up, and he gonna be in torments, getting his back beat in, man. That's what it's going into.
Quick precept, Psalm chapter 9, verse 17. Right, so again, hell is a condition on the earth. Esau will be catching hell in the kingdom of heaven. He's not going to be living it up with the Israelites, holding hands, kumbaya, sipping yan with us. Man, that's not going down like that, man. Right? Give me Psalms chapter 9, verse 17.
The book of Psalms, chapter 9 and verse 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell.
Right, the so-called white man is going to hell, which is the low estate or a low condition. Read on.
And all the nations that forget God.
And all the nations going in slavery and captivity. But Esau is going to receive the worst punishment and judgment known to man. Right? Now give me 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 6.
The book of 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 6. The sorrows of hell compass me
right,
about.
So this is King David speaking through the Spirit. He said the sorrows of hell can pass me about. Meaning he was in a lower state. He was being afflicted. Read on.
The snares of death prevented me.
And the snares of death prevented me. Read on.
In my distress, I called upon the Lord.
Right, so again, hell represents to be in a lower state and to be in distress. Now give me Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7, because the curses are going to befall the nation of Edom. Right, like the brother Kordash Slaki Kabash brung out, right? The tables are going to turn. The tables are going to flip. Bring it out.
The book of Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7.
Right.
And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
You see that? He said he's going to put these curses upon our enemies. The so-called white man, the Moabite, the Ammonite, the damn Ishmaelite, the Japhite, right? All these curses are going to befall these different nations. So the tables are going to turn. What goes around comes around. The Lord said, I would liken my judgment to a ring in the book of 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 42. All right, keep reading.
And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
That's playing upon tables. The so-called white man persecuted us. And he also hates us, as it states in Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. So the Lord said he's going to put these curses upon Esau. Now give me Jude 7.
The book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 7.
And through the Spirit, Esau has already been kind of afflicted on a low level. Right? They dying from the damn opioid addiction, opioid epidemic. Right? It's been a rise in cop suicides. So they damn killing themselves due to all the grief and the hell they put upon Israel. That stuff is plaguing them at night, man. They can't sleep. They wake up in cold sweats thinking about that black man they lynched, man. Give me Jude 7.
The book of Jude, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication.
That fornication they gave themselves over to was flaming homosexuality, man, and sodomy. Read on.
And going after strange flesh are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Now, is Sodom and Gomorrah still burning? Right? Is it still fire erupting in that land? No, man. Right? It's a land of salt, man. Right? It's not literally burning forever. So this is all spiritual and parabolic. Read on.
Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities.
That's pretty much it on that. All right. Y'all got more points?
All right, you can go back to, we're going to be wrapping up, so I want to get a couple more precepts on Luke. Break it down. With the proper understanding of hell, you can break it down, really. All right, go back to 23.
Luke 16 and verse 23.
Right.
And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torment.
Like getting his back beat in, read.
And seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Right. Israel sipping yan, having a good time. Right?
Prospering. Israel in the state of prosperity. And Esau's going to see us prosper in the kingdom of heaven. He going to see those streets paved in gold. He going to see the royal garments and the fur and the leather. He going to see all that, man. And he's going to be envious. But there's nothing he can do against the children of Israel.
That's right. Right, keep reading.
And he cried and said,
right,
Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Yeah, give me a little. So it's getting hot for him, man. Right. It's getting too hot in the kitchen. So now he begging for mercy. So basically the same way we was begging the so-called white man, and they gonna be begging us, man. That's what it's saying. Right?
Quick precept. Yeah, give me a little mercy, pretty much. But where is our mercy, man? Exactly. Where we see the damn ugly eviction notice that's purple or pink, whatever color it is, on our door. Where is the mercy? They could have said, look, man, I know I know about slavery. Hey, we had a 400-year head start. Like, I'm going to watch out for you. Where is the mercy, man?
Yeah. Where's the mercy for Eric Gardner, man?
Where's the mercy for Emmett Till?
In school.
Sandra Bland.
And police. Where's the mercy in all of that?
Where's the mercy at, man? And that's what we go say in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Say, shut up. Where's the mercy for such and such?
Shut up. Get back to work.
Smack them side the back of the head.
All right, give me one quick precept. Psalms chapter 109, verse 12.
The book of Psalms, chapter 109, and verse 12. Let there be none to extend mercy unto him.
That's playing upon tables. Let there be none to extend mercy unto Esau, the so-called white man. I got
another one.
Read on.
Neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children.
We're not going to favor their fatherless children.
That's right.
Right? We're not going to take care of their fatherless children, put them in the house, give them something to eat.
Let them
We're not going to do that, man. Right?
Hey,
we're going to make them a mockery and a reproach among men. We're going to laugh them to scorn and boast over the damn nations, man.
Beautiful, man. Get Deuteronomy 23 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 6.
This is a commandment from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, read.
Thou shalt not seek their peace.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt not seek their peace.
Hey, we ain't seeking the peace of the enemy, man. Like these kumbaya coon Negroes, man. Always want to kiss ass and suck toes of the white man. Hey, man, death to the white man.
Death to the so-called white man.
Like, bring it up.
That's right. Nor their prosperity in all thy days forever.
Forever, man. We never seeking a peace, man. We don't give a damn about the nations, man. So in the kingdom of heaven, hey, we go laugh at them when they begging for mercy, man. How dare you try to beg for mercy after all the evil and wickedness you did to us, man. Dope.
Quick precept, Isaiah 61 and 6. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. So we're going to be boasting ourselves and flexing on the other nations, man. Right? They're going to see us prospering in the kingdom. They're going to get jealous and envious, but they ain't going to be able to do a damn thing against the children of Israel. Because we're going to have the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai upon us in that day. Right? So let's finish it out, man.
All right, yeah. Go to verse 25 now.
Luke chapter 16 and verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things.
Right. And so like you had prosperity. You had riches. You had wealth. Right? You had the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. You had it all, Esau. Read on.
And likewise, Lazarus, evil things.
Hey, man, but Lazarus, he had to catch hell. He had to go through slavery and oppression. He received evil things. Read on.
But now he is comforted.
Right now, he's in the kingdom of heaven. Now he's living it up. Now he's living in his glory. Read on.
And thou art tormented.
And thou art tormented, meaning now you in slavery. Now you catching hell. Now you receiving oppression. Keep reading.
And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence.
Right, so pretty much Esau has to stand in his lot, man.
That's right.
Right, you can't, change the hands of time, reverse the hands of time. You got to deal with it. Give me Daniel chapter 12, verse 13 real quick. So that's all the Lord is saying. It's a sharp distinction between Esau lot and Jacob lot. Right, you can't reverse the lots on the earth. We had to play out and live out judgment, so you got to do the same, Esau. That's literally your fate. Give me Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. So that's what it means when it's a great God fix. Meaning we can't change the judgment of the Lord. Right? Daniel chapter 12, verse 13.
The book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse 13. But go thou thy way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot.
So the Lord said, Daniel, you're going to stand in your lot in the end of days. Right? Meaning you're going to stand in your fate by way of predestination and election. Right? So again, Esau, you got to play out and live out your judgment on the earth. That's that great God fix. And God, you got it.
Yeah, like the brother said, that great God fix, it's a huge, huge gap between us and them. The same way it is now, right? Where do you find the so-called white people? Here in Michigan, you'll find them in Romulus, they're in Plymouth, Novi, Livonia, right? You said where? Farmington, definitely in Farmington.
Oxford.
Yeah, they be thick in Oak Park, man. Hey, they all the way over there in a Royal Oak. They chilling in they suburbs, right? They got big ass houses and towers. Goddamn, golf bowling alleys in the basement, right? And then we out here in Detroit in the slums. You see a rat this big, looking, big as a damn burger. Yeah, open up your kitchen door, cooking. Hey, you got rats, you got roaches, you got Jake sagging their pants with the ass out. It's a great golf fix between us and them, right? But it's going to be another great golf fix between us and them in the kingdom, and we're going to be on the good side.
Hey, even right now, they might be in Detroit, but they'll be downtown looking down at you in their penthouse.
Yeah.
It's just bad out here for our people, right?
I got one more precept. Romans chapter 9, verse 10.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also have conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done anything good or evil.
Right, so Jacob and Esau didn't necessarily do anything evil when he was in the womb, right? But according to what?
That the purpose of God, according to the election, might stand.
Right, so this is the purpose of God, to have that great God fix, right? For them to play out and live out their judgment, and for the Israelites to get the kingdom of heaven. So it's going to be a sharp distinction between Jacob and Esau lots in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. Yeah, you ain't going to see a rich Edomite in the kingdom, man. That ain't happening. They all wearing sackcloth. Man, shit, I'd be damned if I see an Edomite in some type of purple or blue.
I'm going to lose my
mind. That's a fight. We're going to snatch it off of him. Yeah, even if he got, we're going to snatch it off of him. Yeah, bring it off. Right? Yeah. Debo him. Yep.
Bring his garment.
Take your chain.
Khan.
Kwanyashala. So that concludes Luke the 16th chapter, the parable. But it was a little bit more meat on that bone. But